If you were anywhere on the East Coast during Thanksgiving, you would know that it got so damn cold. Like, it was freezing. It was so cold that your turkey refused to come out of the oven. You're like, it's time. Turkey was like, 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes. And because of that, some of you might have been thinking, whatever happened to global warming? Well, on Friday, the U.S. government told us.
A new government report says man-made climate change is already wreaking havoc on the U.S. 13 federal agencies warns of more destructive western wildfires, longer heat waves in the southeast, and more powerful Atlantic hurricanes. It says climate change could shrink the U.S. economy by hundreds of billions of dollars by the end of the century.
I love how America always thinks about everything in economic terms. Like, even when they talk about the end of the world, they say, climate change is going to kill everybody, and that's going to cost us like $1 billion. But this is big news. 13 agencies, all part of the Trump administration, have released an official report saying that man-made climate change is not only real, but its effects are already here. Yeah, already here. It's like in the movies when someone screams, close the door, we're all going to die, and then the friend turns and they're bleeding, and they're like, we're already dead. And it's like, no, you're already dead, I'm out. So if the Trump administration said that man-made climate change is happening, then surely the Trump of the administration will finally come on board. But this is what the president said when asked what he thinks of the report.
I've seen it, I've read some of it, and it's fine. Yeah, I don't believe it. No, I don't believe it.
You don't believe it? You don't? How? Fine? How? How can one man possess all the stupidity of mankind? It's like they edited his genes to give him superhuman stupidity. Like, the scientists in the lab were like, what should we give him? Superhuman strength? They're like, oh, that's dangerous to society. No. Let's make him really stupid. What's the worst that could happen? So the President of the United States is throwing away 4 years of scientific work, which is endorsed by his own administration. The question is, what possible reason would thousands of scientists have to lie about climate change? Well, former Senator Rick Santorum has a theory which he shared on CNN this weekend.
If there was no climate change, we'd have a lot of scientists looking for work. The reality is that a lot of these scientists are driven by the money that they receive. And of course, they don't receive money from corporations and Exxon and the like. Why? Because they're not allowed to, because it's tainted. But they can receive it from people who support their agenda.
Of course. How did we miss it? Climate change is just a scam. It's a scam by scientists trying to get rich. We should have known when we saw them bowling in those Gucci lab coats with the diamond-encrusted beakers, making it rain test tubes in the club. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, and it wasn't just Rick Santorum. After this report came out, right, American news was littered with climate change buffoons. And one of my favorites was this woman NBC brought on to drop this gem.
We need to also recognize that we just had 2 of the coldest years, the biggest drop in global temperatures that we've had since the 1980s, the biggest in the last 100 years. From the standpoint of those who have doubts about this, and I don't think we can have any doubts that there is climate change, whether it's anthropogenic, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I look at this as a citizen.
Okay. Once you say I'm not a scientist, why is anyone listening to your scientific opinion? I look at this as a citizen. Well, get the f*** out of here with your opinions as a citizen. Like, where else would we accept this shit? You tell me now, where else would we accept this? If someone told me, hey, Trevor, these test results say that you have cancer, but I'm not a doctor, I think you're fine. Trust me, I would not be like, oh, you're not a doctor? No, carry on, yeah. Tell me your thoughts on my health. And here's the thing, I can play clips from the news like this forever. But why? Why can I play clips like this forever? Why does the news keep bringing on non-scientists to argue against science? I mean, CNN pays Rick Santorum to come on and talk that shit. This woman's group has gotten funding from oil companies. So why is the news having these climate deniers on? Like, why would you do that? Because think of it this way. When Maury Povich brings someone on, if the DNA test says you are the father, then that's it. The science has spoken. He doesn't go, all right, we've done the DNA test, but in your opinion, LeVar, why are you not the father? Because he knows dudes would be like, well, first of all, because it's expensive, and second of all, look at that baby's hair. That ain't my shit. So all I'm saying is, American news, maybe you should respect science as much as Maury Povich does.